Now we are going to study about chapter number 8. The name of the chapter is Natural Resources. Anything that fulfill the human needs are known as resources. That means anything that are utilized by man through his special knowledge or expertise is known as resources. In ancient times, man did not know that there were gold or silver or diamond or the petroleum are below the land. That time it was not a resource. But today these metals, minerals or petroleum have much utility. It is because of the expertise of man or his technical know-how or his ability to dig it out or mine it out. And the resources are formed by the interaction of man, the nature and culture. Okay. Once again, what is resource? Resource means anything that can fulfill the need of human beings or anything that can be utilized by man by his special knowledge or expertise. Now we are going to study about the various uses of these resources. You know that human beings are totally depending on these resources for their agriculture or their industry or their day-to-day survival. That means these resources are giving us food materials, they are giving us the raw materials, they are giving us the energy sources. And the resources really satisfying our need of food. That means the grains, the pulses, the fish, the milk, the honey, whatever we are consuming are really the resources. The second use of the resource is that it is the only source for the raw material for various industries. That means the goods from the forest such as wood, timber, bamboo. Then the agro-based products such as cotton, jute, then oil seeds, tea, rubber. They are the basis for the agro-based industries and the wool for the woolen industry and also the hides for the leather industry. Then you know that the metals and minerals are also the foundation for other large scale industries. The third use of this natural resource is that it is the major source of our energy. That means the petroleum, the coal, the natural gas, the firewood. We are using as the energy sources for our industry or we are using it for various domestic purposes also. Not only that, we are extracting the solar energy from sun and we are extracting the wind energy from wind. We are extracting the tidal energy from the waves and we are extracting the hydro power from the waterfalls or water. All these are our natural resources. Okay, now we are going to study about different types of natural resources. Okay, that means it is classified majorly into three. The first type is on the basis of ownership. The second type is on the basis of the distribution and the third type is on the basis of re-availability. Okay, first we'll have to see what is or in which way it is classified on the basis of ownership. Okay, if a building or land is owned by an individual, it is known as the individual resources. Okay, individual resources. And the water bodies, the river, the landscape, the metals and minerals, the wildlife, the forest, all are or the including army and international trade, all are included in the national resources. And the air, then the sea or ocean, or the United Nations offices, all are the resources for all world or for all humanity. So it is known as global resource. Okay. Now we are going to study about how these natural resources are classified on the basis of the distribution. Okay. Do you know the gases like oxygen, nitrogen, etc. are available in the atmosphere of all part of the earth. So it is known as universal resource. Okay. Then the land, the soil, then the water, etc. are available in all the continents. So we are calling it as the generally available resources. And some metals and minerals like petroleum, coal, gold, uranium, etc. are available in some areas only. So we are calling them as the rare resources. Okay. And do you know the mineral cryolite? Cryolite is only available in Greenland. Okay. So if a metal is or mineral is available in a particular area only, or in one place or two places only, it is known as the solitary resources. What is the name? Solitary resources. Now let us study about the resources re-availability. What is re-availability of the resources? That means you know that some resources like solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, then the forest, the biodiversity, that can be renewed again and again or regenerated again and again, or they are not exhausting. What is the word? Not exhausting. Such resources are known as renewable sources of energy. That means which resources can be renewed again and again are known as renewable sources of energy. At the same time, coal, petroleum, then gold, other metals and minerals, if we once use, they cannot be reproduced or they cannot be regenerate again. Okay, or it will take long time to regenerate them again. Okay, such resources are exhaustible. Okay, they are finishing forever and ever. And such resources are known as non-renewable resources or non-conventional sources of energy. What is the word? Non-conventional resources. Okay. They cannot be renewed again and again in the immediate future.